G'day everyone, there's a week-long detour on the Narrows Bridge on the principal shared path, and I just want to run through some issues with the signage that it's been put in place for this detour. Now the main roads have got something on their website about this, and it says detours with advanced warning variable message boards will be on site. Righto. Well, I went through here this morning and found a number of issues, including those VMS being hidden behind trees, most of them being faded and unreadable, no advance warning signage from any direction, and detouring with wheeled vehicles like scooters upstairs. So that's where the detour is, that red line. If you come up the freeway, then that's the detour path you're supposed to take, and that one's a no-brainer, that one's quite good. But if you come from South Perth like I did, there's definitely issues with the way the signage is set up. So let's just jump on the bike with me and I'll show you where I went and what I did and how I got completely confused. Now, obviously, coming from that direction, you might have seen there was no advance warning messages anywhere. And I went straight past that VMS and just ignored it because I couldn't actually read it. Now, I don't know if that's because someone hasn't turned the bulb strength up enough or replaced old bulbs, or whether it's just the morning sun on it, but it just looked like pretty much like a blank board to me. And the first inkling I had there was a detour was when I got to that point there. So I retraced my steps and put on my auditor's hat and thought I'm going to go through and have a look at all the signage here. So the first sign coming from this direction, partly obscured by trees as you approach it, but at least it was reasonably readable once it came out from underneath those trees. I think if someone had jumped on a bike and actually ridden through this detour end to end in all directions, they might have picked things up. I guess if you're walking towards it at a much slower speed, the sign would appear much earlier and you wouldn't have these issues. But when you're on a bike going a lot faster, you can easily miss it. And obviously where I'm doing this filming here, I'm going much, much more slowly than I would normally. So I went and did a retest. Why did I miss the sign? And okay, partly because of the weeping willow obscuring it, but mainly because it's just completely blown out by whatever. I don't know, maybe new VMS is required there. Okay, so then I thought, well, why don't I just zip down the freeway here and I'll see if there's any advance warning messaging from this direction. And as you can see, I went a couple hundred meters down the freeway, and I would have thought, well, by now there should be at least a sign saying, hey, detour ahead in 200 meters or something like that. Something to just let you know there's a detour coming up, particularly if, well, I mean, this is not a nighttime detour, so there's no risk of people crashing into this signage in the dark. It's only 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So yeah, maybe that's why I thought they didn't need to put that signage in. But anyway, the signage there is fine. That's good, no problems. And like I said, if you're coming from the freeway end, this detour is, fairly well marked, and I don't think people would struggle that much with getting through it. So let's just have another look at this VMS here, and you can see again it's obscured behind the trees there. Would be very easy to miss, particularly as you're coming up towards this intersection. And you're looking for cars coming from your right as you're trying to get across. Now, that lady there, she came from the same direction I did, and I had a chat with her on the way back because she missed all the signage just like I did, and I suspect a lot of other people coming through here did as well. I reckon if you stopped there for 20 minutes in the morning and watched cyclists, you'd see them go forward, and then you'd see them turn around and come back and be looking for the detour, which is not a well laid out detour if you ask me. That detour sign there, what's that for? Who's supposed to be going up that path there to the right? Not a detour if you've got wheels. Yeah. So this is where I'd have separate signage for pedestrians and cyclists. So that detour should have said pedestrian detour, whereas other signage you put on here, which I guess is mainly for cyclists, they're going to be the main customers of this detour, should say cyclist detour, bike detour, or whatever, have some differentiation there. So let's pop over to the other side of the bridge and just check out the signage from this direction. Yeah, another VMS, again, hidden behind a tree, so, not doing so well so far. That's 3 out of 3 hiding behind a tree. Went back and did a U-turn, came back and had yet another look. Did I miss it the first time around? Nope. no, it really does look that bad. It's pretty awful. And let's go through again and check it. Yes, hidden behind a tree, just totally faded and whited out essentially. Complete waste of space having that sign there. Let's continue on a little bit further, and you can see there's yet another VMS there. So I thought, all right, 3 out of 3 have been hidden behind trees and a waste of electricity. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, the trees get in the way again. But this one, the sign strength is really good. That was actually visible from quite some distance. So if all the signs could be cranked up to that level of bulb wattage or whatever that they've done there, maybe it's just a new sign and it's not, I don't know, worn out. That one worked. So we'll do another U-turn, and we're going to go back towards the CBD, and we're going to have a look for advance warning signage coming from the CBD direction. And sadly, I didn't see anything along here that would warn you that there's a detour coming up. So just to recap the issues, yeah, hiding the VMS behind trees. Most of them, well, 3 out of 4 are completely unreadable because of fading. There's no advance warning signage in any direction. And yeah, we shouldn't be detouring people on bikes and scooters up the stairs. So yeah, if someone from main roads could get onto that, that would be fantastic.